Welcome again, beautiful people, to Afro Korean Love Tale. Please let us know which part of the world you are listening from so we write a story about your region or give you a shout out in our next video. Thank you for watching and being part of Jae Hoon and Kira's love story till the end. If you are here for the first time, you can check our channel for part 1 to 4 as this is part 5 and final of this lovely slow burn story. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe as more captivating stories will be released soon. This is part 5. No spoilers, grab your popcorn, and just enjoy. Thank you, and see you in our next video.
Uninhibited desire. He didn't answer with words, but with action, kissing her everywhere, claiming her skin. When he finally found his way inside her, Kira's gasp turned into a moan of his name, a sound that drove him past the point of restraint. He rode her with the primal energy of a man unleashed, and when she cried his name in the throes of pleasure, he claimed her mouth, pouring his own release into her. They lay still afterwards, their breaths slowing in unison. This profound intimacy, forged in secrecy and necessity, had surpassed every expectation. They knew then with absolute certainty that they were each other's cure, home, and destiny. Hyun's ultimatum. Later that morning, while they were sharing a quiet, traditional Korean breakfast delivered to the suite, Kira's phone rang with an unknown Seoul number. Jae Hoon frowned as she checked the screen. Hello? A familiar voice came through, thick with regret. Akira, it's Hyun. Please, don't hang up. I know I have no right to ask, but I need to see you. I owe you a massive apology. And I need to do it in person before I leave. What do you mean leave? Kira asked, her voice cool. Jae Hoon, alerted by the name, leaned forward. Who is it? He mouthed. Kira subtly mouthed his name back. Hyun pleaded, his voice cracking slightly. He insisted his conscience wouldn't allow him to leave Seoul until he had cleared his name, or at least asked for her forgiveness. Kira relented. Fine, Hyun. We can meet for a quick coffee at the cafe near the office later this morning. Jae Hoon immediately interjected, his protective instincts surging. I'm coming with you. Absolutely not. Kira turned to him, putting a reassuring hand on his arm. No, you need to stay here. I can handle Hyun. He's not stupid enough to pull anything in public, especially now that he's been banished. Besides, he's coming to apologize. You need to trust me, Jae Hoon. Reluctantly, Jae Hoon agreed, but he insisted on having Mr. An covertly observe the meeting. A love bite and a final plea. Kira met Hyun at the quiet cafe. She had attempted to conceal the visible love bite high on her neck with makeup, but the delicate bruise was evident beneath the layer of foundation. Hyun noticed it immediately. His face, already pale and etched with sleepless regret, tightened with a sharp pang of jealousy and final realization. Seeing the undeniable proof of his cousin's claim, he knew that he had truly lost her. His apology was labored and genuine. He struggled to articulate his shame, admitting he had initially believed Jae Hoon had coerced Kira into the contract to secure the merger and an heir. I honestly thought I was doing you a favor, Kira. I thought I was giving you an out. I only wanted a photo, a sleeping pill, not an aphrodisiac. I didn't know how dangerous or reckless Seljin's plan was. I was so stupid. I will never forgive myself. But I need you to find it in your heart to forgive me. Kira looked at him, seeing the genuine remorse. She understood Hyun's initial motivation had been fueled by rivalry and a flawed perception of the contract. I forgive you, Hyun, she said gently. But you need to understand that the contract is over. We are together because we choose to be. Jae Hoon is my husband, and I love him. Hyun's eyes locked onto hers, desperately searching for any sign of hesitation. I'm leaving the country today, he stated, his voice slow and intense. I won't give up on you, Kira. I won't believe you truly love him until I know, without a shadow of a doubt, that you are happy and that he isn't somehow still tricking you. If you ever need me, if he ever hurts you, I will be back. I hope you wish me well. Kira simply wished him well and left, understanding that Hyun was not just saying goodbye to a woman, but to his entire life and soul and his rivalry with Jae Hoon. She returned immediately to Jae Hoon, Her heart settled. The last external threat had been neutralized by the undeniable truth of her choice. Chapter 24. The Unbinding and the Vows. The Final Clause. A week after banishing his rivals, and a week before their public wedding ceremony, Jae Hoon brought Kira into his home office. The room was not the cold sanctuary it had been. It was warm now, filled with personal touches Kira had added. Jae Hoon, wearing the silk shirt with the top button undone, looked relaxed, a miraculous transformation made possible by Kira's constant, casual presence. He held a leather-bound folio. "I need you to sign one final document, my beautiful angel," he said, his voice soft. Kira's heart sank slightly. Despite their deep love, the specter of the coercive contract still loomed. "What is it, Jae Hoon? Is it another merger clause? Another clause for the heir?" He sat beside her, taking both of her hands. He looked her directly in the eyes, the depth of his devotion undeniable. "It is the termination of the first contract," he said, placing the folio in her lap. He opened the folio. Inside, framed on the left, was the original signed Supplemental Mandate 4.1.2, the 5-year mandatory marriage, the 10 billion won penalty, the requirement for one heir. On the right was a simple, single-page document. This new document is a standard, modern prenuptial agreement. It outlines the division of assets required by Korean law, but it contains no duration, no penalty, and no mandate for an heir. The gold I promised, the 5 billion won and the 3 villas, I have already transferred into a trust fund in your name, effective today. That was always compensation for the sheer isolation I was forcing you into, not a bribe. You deserve it, regardless of the contract's fate." He reached across, his fingers lightly tracing the legal language of the original mandate. "If I am truly cured, Kira, then I don't need a contract to keep you. I need faith. I need your love. I need you to stay because you choose me, not because the Park Group demands it for my survival." He retrieved the slim gold lighter from his desk. His eyes, usually so serious, were bright with hope and genuine relief. "I am gambling my life on your heart, Kira. I am giving you back your freedom." He took the original contract sheet and carefully held the gold lighter to the corner of the heavy bond paper. The flame caught instantly, curling the paper into a black cinder. Kira watched in stunned silence as the symbol of their transactional beginning dissolved into ash, the smell of burnt paper filling the air. "Now there is only us," he declared. "Sign this new, simple document as my wife and partner, Kira Park, or walk away free of obligation. The choice is truly and finally yours." Tears streamed down Kira's face, not of sadness, but of overwhelming love. This was the ultimate proof. He valued her choice, her happiness, and their bond above his own survival. She didn't hesitate. She took the pen and signed the new agreement, sealing their marriage not with a legal clause, but with an act of mutual faith. The public vows. A month later, the official grand wedding ceremony was held in Seoul. The venue was magnificent, but the focus was entirely on the couple. Kira, radiant in a silk hanbok that matched her green eyes, walked down the aisle, no longer the contract bride, but the celebrated, beloved future matriarch. Jae Hoon looked at Kira, his eyes clear and full of an uninhibited joy he had never been able to express before. He spoke his vows in English and Korean, his voice steady and strong. "I vow to choose you every day, not out of necessity, but out of a ferocious, consuming love. You are the stillness to my storm, the light to my darkness, and the anchor to my life. Where I was once alone, I am now whole. I will never let you go." Kira, wearing her half-heart necklace beneath the silk, smiled. "I vow to stand beside you, to touch you without fear, and to share your burdens, because with you, Jae Hoon, I have finally found my home." As the vows concluded and the official pronouncement was made, Jae Hoon took the microphone, a joyous, conspiratorial smile spreading across his face. He announced to the hundreds of gathered guests, his voice booming with happiness. "Before we begin the festivities," he announced, "I have one final incredible announcement to make. My beautiful wife Kira is 6 weeks pregnant, and I, for one, cannot wait to meet our son." A collective gasp went through the high society crowd, followed by a roar of joyous applause. The matriarch, sitting in the front row, let out a cry of pure, unbridled joy, her face wet with happy tears. She immediately stood and clapped for her grandson and his wife. The park group's ultimate security was not just secured by marriage, but by immediate and abundant love. Epilogue. 5.5 years later. It was a crisp autumn afternoon in Seoul, 5.5 years after the whirlwind merger and the scandal. The Park family was gathered at the traditional residence, the garden bursting with late-season color. Inside the quiet, sun-drenched master suite, Kira lay resting, looking exhausted but blissfully happy. Beside her, in twin cradles, lay their newest additions, a boy and a girl, healthy, noisy, and perfect. The birth had been a long, demanding one, blessing them with twins just 4.5 years after the arrival of their first son, Jae Hoon sat by her side, no longer the Ice King, but a man completely submerged in domestic love. He ran a gentle bare hand over her forehead, his touch now entirely natural. "You did wonderfully, my angel," he murmured, leaning down to kiss her. A minute later, the bedroom door opened quietly, and Hoon stepped inside. His life in voluntary exile, managing the park group's overseas philanthropic endeavors, had given him time and peace. He was still handsome, but the boyish recklessness was gone, replaced by a quiet, settled maturity. He had returned to Seoul specifically for the birth and to meet his new niece and nephew. He walked to the cradles, looking down at the two tiny faces. He then turned to Kira and Jae Hoon, a genuine smile on his face. "They are beautiful, Kira. Congratulations, Jae Hoon." He paused, then added, "It looks like you two are managing quite well on your own. My suspicions of coercion were highly misplaced." Kira smiled. "We told you, Hyun, love is stronger than any contract." Hyun gently scooped up the 4-year-old Jae-sung, who was fascinated by the tiny babies. "Come on, champ, let's go find grandmother." A short while later, Hyun joined the matriarch in the main garden. The matriarch, still spry and completely devoted to Kira, was overseeing the flower arrangements. Jae-sung, a handsome boy with his father's dark eyes and his mother's bright smile, ran to his father as he arrived with Kira. Jae Hoon immediately scooped him up and kissed his forehead, holding him close with ease. Kira watched them, her heart full. She watched Jae Hoon casually interact with his son, his wife, and his entire family, touching, embracing, and living without the constant shadow of fear. She had not only cured a man, but had healed a family. Standing in the sunlight, surrounded by the 3 children that were their destiny, the park chairman and his matriarch, the man who had risked everything on a single impossible touch, finally had it all. The acquisition was complete. The end. Thanks for watching, guys. Did you enjoy Kira and Jae Hoon's story? What other types of stories do you enjoy apart from slow burn? Let us know in the comments section so we bring you exactly what you love to watch. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and put on your notifications so you'll get notified whenever we upload a new video. Comment below which team you are on, especially if it wasn't Jae Hoon's team. Remember, Team 1, Jae Hoon. Team 2, Hyun. Team 3, Junhoo. Also, let us know where you're watching us from. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video soon.